Hello, it is I, Sergeant Filthy McNasty. I almost doxed myself, believe it or not. It is I, Sergeant Filthy McNasty. We're back for another episode of A Candor Gander. On tonight's show, we've got the man, the myth, the legend, Rock 808. He's back, he's alive, he's here, he's well, he's interested, he's intrigued. You know, I've read the 10th page Gaius book, and on there it prophesizes the second coming of Rock 808. And I wasn't sure whether or not that'd be the case, but lo and behold, here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's get the show started. Welcome back. This isn't 2023, it's 2024, and we have the one, the only Rock 808. How are you doing, Rock?
I'm doing fantastic. That is some sweet song right there. I'm telling you.
Hey,
Got all kinds of advancements here. I'm
I
coming out of my
I've,
coma.
I've stepped up my game since you've been gone, Rock. I am a whole different streamer.
Oh, man.
Some might say worse, others might say better, but nevertheless, I am a different person than the person you last met and interacted with. How's it been? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing good. Lots of stuff offline for quite a bit. In fact, I can't stay very long. I appreciate you letting me on here. I did a ton of yard work, and it was the first time in a long time. And so normally go to bed at 9 o'clock and wake up at 3. So, but I do appreciate letting me on here and catching me up with things. I'm kind of excited to hear what's going on and get all the new stuff.
We are gonna try and hit the greatest hits here. We will go ahead and get started here. I will go ahead and introduce Kupo, KP, Bolon, crowd. You know who they are. Let's get the show rolling. And of course, Rock communities welcome you back with open arms. Welcome back, Rock. We love you. We've missed
Thanks.
you. So let's there you go. Let's adopt Rock's sleep schedule in order to ascend. Some of us would be so lucky. Toonfed, that's a person you may recognize, Rock. I think he was a pretty loyal listener there. So where do you start? I was thinking back, greatest hits. I'm gonna skip through some of these. I will go ahead and just hit you with the greatest, I think, hit of them all. Boar hunts, PvE, Rockbox, it's here. Bolon, what is it? What am I talking about? Are these just made up words?
All words are made up.
Facts.
Those are made up words that do have meaning also. So yeah, PvE. So there's 2 hunts. The boar hunts were the first one to come out. Since then, the bad mother cluckers have also come out. Speaking of made up words, but really just diving into the combat system inside of DFK, so you can actually put your heroes into some combat. So boars were first. Both of these fights are designed as like boss style fights. We are, of course, going to have some lower level PvE content coming as well. But we really wanted people to be able to immerse themselves into what the combat system was capable of. We felt like if the first outing was like, yeah, here's some like level 2 enemies, you're just going to be a little disappointed. We wanted it to be challenging first for everybody who's been waiting for this. So started with the 2 boss fights. Boars are level 10. Rockbox, which is Bad Mother Cluckers, are level 12. Right now there are 6 hero classes: Archer, Knight, Priest, Warrior, Seer, and Berserker, that have codex skills, that have skills. Basically, every other hero right now is basic attack only, but that will continue to change as those heroes get their skills introduced as well. But it's also been super fun watching people stream it, watching the community figure out strategies around it. And then each time we started with 3 classes, so we've introduced 3 more. So each time a new one has come out, watching people explore that meta, see how that class plays, see how they feel when we, make some balance adjustments, nerf Archer. So it's been a lot of fun.
Bolon, are we getting any more new classes anytime soon?
Not unlikely before PvP. PvP will,
I thought that was the case.
I don't think there's going to be any more classes.
We don't need no education.
But we do need Wowie. We need Rock back. We need to learn. We need to learn these classes. Now, Rock, you may be asking yourself, with this PV, what does it look like? I want a teaser. I want a taste. Let me show you 2 videos.
Yeah, sure.
One I made very amateurishly, and then one a bit more professional that'll pump you up, I hope. Here, let's see. First one here.
Test your might. Test your might. Test your might.
DeFi Kingdoms!
So that was my amateur attempt. Let me hit you with the next one, and we'll get your reaction.
Nice. I won't wait another minute. No, I won't. I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission. I'm a man on a mission. I ain't waiting and wishing.
Brock, what do you think?
Wow. Okay, so pretty cool videos. Pretty cool videos. Is that actually live gameplay right there?
It is. It's
90% of the second one is. The second one they did add a couple of
Sure. I noticed.
but yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm feeling it. I need to get in there. I need to do something. Yeah.
And those are only some of the move sets. We've got, I think since that last video, we've had Seer introduced, we've had Berserker introduced, 2 additional classes. By far one of my favorite, if not my favorite hero is Berserker. There is some fancy math that was made. I can't remember who it was and what the numbers were, but the combination and the iteration of different move sets and classes you could play, I mean, it'll make for a very entertaining sort of streaming once it all comes together. But even now, I mean, I've seen people stream on just gameplay for hours on end. KP, I mean, what are your thoughts? I know you caught wind of the second video. I forget who the content creator was who drafted that video, but I mean, that when I watch that video, every time I watch it, it's like, wait a minute, this is DeFi Kingdoms. This is pretty awesome. This is sick.
Hell yeah. 2x Nino is his name on Twitter. Really cool guy to put together some really cool videos, including the one for DFK, the team to play as well. But yeah, he's put together a really good compilation of how the void hunts really play out and added a couple of scenes in there as well. I appreciate everybody's void hunts though. And I think Stick's intern goes off on his office hours. So if you really want some good content, he's one of the few people I know who can stream and commentate at the same time. I can't do both of those. It's like walking and chewing gum. So, it's really hard to play the hunts and concentrate and be able to actually commentate. And actually Stick's intern and Too Honest from the Mythic Squad, they put together the first Mythic Squad Void Hunt tournament, which was awesome. It was like 16 or so of us, 17 maybe, people that all got together, and we played all these different tournament styles, all these different boar hunts. And then at the end, I think there was about 8 people left over, Winston Jazz Hands being one of them, and they all went into this final sudden death overtime period. And I forget. Oh, cool. I think was the one who ran, who came out on top of everything. But there was tons of items that were just actually donated, and tons of other items that came in. I think SI gave away like 60 plus heroes, pets, different things with inside the game. And then Fox, he decided that he wanted to sponsor it as well. And I think he gave 500 Jewel or something like that to everybody that made it to the final. So it was a really fun time. And now they're organizing that Mythic Squad Void Hunt Tournament V2, which will be even more fun. And we're building that out right now as far as the Coliseum goes. But the first thing that's going to come along is going to be PvP combat here. And that'll be private matches, and then we're going to have tournaments built into the Coliseum, and the final thing will be player run tournaments. So it's going to be really kind of cool time here in all of DFK land, where we get into the PvP mode and tournaments come out and player owned tournaments come out. So this is the time I think we've all been waiting for.
Absolutely.
Good time to come back.
Oh, no kidding. I mean, really great time to come back. I know SI wants gameplay. I am bad at multitasking, but I'll compromise. Hopefully this is acceptable. As we've got a boar hunt video here in the background. Maybe I can while we do this, let me see. I'll figure it out. I can walk and chew, just not as effectively. We'll figure this out. Rock. I'll figure it out. So yeah, no, I mean, one of the things maybe sort of that I think I may have heard from you, and I think others. Yes, we've got boar hunts. Yes, we've got PVE, PVE, right? Equipment. Equipment is super cool, super awesome. Equipment is here. Let me show you some of this equipment. It's pretty snazzy. Kupo, you can speak on equipment. You just landed. You just found the last, maybe your last piece here.
Yep.
With the charger mask is what you were missing. Here is some of the Mad Boar Hunt equipment. Here is equipment that's come out of the Bad Mother Clucker. And equipment's important, but before we go into the why it's important, maybe talk to us, Kupo, about the equipment, what it is, how you find it, and how you use it.
Yep. So you can basically acquire these equipment pieces from either the Mad Boars or the Bad Mother Cluckers. You get more so of a weapon selection from the Mad Boars and with some equipment, and the Bad Mother Cluckers is like the opposite. You get more equipment over weapons, but both have themselves some great advantages. As of right now, use them to your heart's content because they will not deteriorate on you. They will not. They don't have. Oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for?
Durability.
Durability, thank you. Yeah, so they don't have the durability concept going on right now. So you can play them to your heart's content and just keep farming out your Void Hunt right now. Things might change when PvP comes out, but right now, equipment's going to be a very big tool that's going to help make or break these fights in the future.
Yeah, that was something that I was really excited to see, even way back when. So it's fantastic that it's starting to come out now.
Yeah, I'll just say to Kubo's point, like now is that like free test phase, right? Equipment will have durability, it will deteriorate, but it does not yet. There's no deterioration. Oh God, nope, I give up. It's not deteriorate. Nope, not that one either. It's not breaking apart yet. So, now's your opportunity to be able to try it without any kind of damage to it or loss to it or anything.
Nice. Yeah.
And it also will change the appearance of your hero, both in battle and in the card. So if they have a different, bow equipped, you'll see that bow.
Yeah, no, and
wow.
as you can see, I figured this out. There's a pre-recorded gameplay in the background, and it'll go on loop. This is live gameplay, I think regular speed, if I'm not mistaken. You can take as long and this is I'm looking at the screen. It's sort of an older version of PvE. We don't have the ticker at the top, but this is it pretty much. One of the neat things with the equipment, maybe you can speak on this, Kupo. It's rare, and it's valuable. I've seen some of this equipment. If that's sort of one of the things you're interested, I've seen some of this equipment go for a pretty penny in the bazaar, which is or just the open market, which is sort of interesting. Kupo, care to elaborate on that?
Oh yeah, don't go into these fights expecting you're going to get a piece every time. They want equipment to be rare. They want it to be earned. They want it to be something that you're really going to appreciate when you find it. Whether you're looking to sell it, whether you're looking to better equip your characters or hold on to it for later, whatever the case is, like it's hard. As Sarge may mention, I just got that Chargers mask today, which was the last piece I've needed. And I've done over 1,000 boar hunts,
Oh,
and I just
wow.
got that mask for the first time. So it's not exactly something you're going to be expecting. You can literally go in and get not equipment for a long time, days at a time. But when you get that piece, it really makes it so it's worth it, and you really appreciate its value.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
It's super neat. And this is just a taste. I'm sure Bolon can maybe sort of elaborate on the fact that this is just the beginning of much more equipment to come. Care to mention something there, Bolon? Maybe you accidentally slipped some alpha. I don't know.
There will be so much equipment. No, I mean there really will be though. Like if you think about most RPGs, World of Warcraft is obviously the easy example that I think we all go to a lot. But Final Fantasy is right up there. Zelda, hell, Zelda's gone to it breaks as fast as you find it system. There'll be equipment for all kinds of different levels. Like that's the other side right now is we're still only up to level 20. The equipment that you have right now, you probably aren't going to use on a level 80 hero. Probably going to have better stuff. But equipment with all kinds of different levels, equipment with all kinds of different bonuses. So if you're, really leaning into, this type of damage, there's probably going to be equipment that benefits that type of damage. So there'll be a ton of variety and a lot of options because that's kind of the whole point is to be able to go for the best equipment for yourself. And then of course, with crafting, that completely changes that game as well. There'll be a ton of stuff there. But also I think that's one of the things that'll be interesting within crafting about enchanting is, right now we've had a couple pieces of equipment come out like the party hats that have enchantment slots, which are kind of like, though, I mean, they will be like craft your own bonus items where you use enchanting to choose what bonus you want on that item. So you have those customization options as well. I think it's going to be very, very interesting, especially when shopping, when every item is unique.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah, no, and I think of all the equipment out there, I would say that unequivocally the best equipment, potentially, arguably, maybe, is the Scally's Eye, and I want me some of that. I don't know about you, Kupo. I want me some of that.
Yeah, it breaks my heart that I wasn't able to acquire one of those through the contest, but I definitely want to pick one of those up at some point.
Well, you know what,
Brilliant
Kupo,
jewel. I got you.
You're not the only one. I need you to. I need you to. One of the other neat things I would say that came out of this is the alchemist equipment potions is the next logical. Kupo, I know you're our in-house crafter here. Tell me why the alchemist and potions are cool now that we have PvE. Why is this relevant? Why would Rock care?
Yeah, well, before we were able to make these potions, pretty much since like profession quests were available, and since the alchemist was even put out there, but there was like no utility for this stuff. Like you didn't really know how it was going to be affecting you in the long run. You weren't around for this, but when the boars first came out, they also had themselves like a complimentary potion package, which gave you the opportunity to use up to 3 potions, a mix between the lesser HP and MP based potions, so you can get yourself a feel for those. But now you can actually bring in your own potions into these battles, and they have stones which allow you to bring them in. That's the weight, that's the mechanic that they use for it. You can pack as many as are allocated per the different fights, but you can only use X amount during the battle. So you have yourself an assortment you can bring in, whether you want to increase your agility, whether you want to restore your MP or other factors, cure blindness and so on like that. And that does make an outcome to how the fights work. So it's very strategic. You just can't go in with like 100 health potions and every buff ability that you can get out there. You really got to strategize yourself and figure out which potions are the best for you. Are you going to be more defensive or offensive with your potions? Are you going to use them conservatively, or use like 3 or 4 potions every battle? So there's a lot of involved when you're actually doing these fights, and potions really do bring up the game a bit and change the whole mechanic.
Oh wow, that does sound like it'll make it really interesting and fun.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Lots of trial and error.
Lots of trial and error for sure. Any thoughts, Rock, here before I transition to maybe another topic, or from KP Bolan regarding gameplay itself? Maybe something I've missed. Gonna move on to partnerships, which I think is super important to sort of mention as well.
I think all of this is really exciting. In fact, I think I'm going to need to jump on a live stream for DFK here sometime, maybe this weekend or early next week. I think try
Yes.
this out.
Yes, and what I will say is, as far as gameplay goes, that there's a variety of different strategies out there. And as far as strategizing goes, I may not be your guy, but the castle now hosts a fair amount of content creators. I think this is new from when you last maybe were on here. DFK has made some awesome partnerships. Maybe use this as a segue as well. But now content creators are featured within the DeFi Kingdom's website. You've got me, a Candor Gander, but you've got some awesome.
Yeah, look at all those nice, friendly folks.
Yeah, well, and some of these nice, friendly folks are really awesome at strategizing and providing strategy when it comes to PvE. Sticks Intern's great. Jewelers, does a great job at that as well. There's a fair amount of other content creators who are not featured here who do a lot of PvE coverage and strategy. Just Crypto does a great job. Sir Worm does a great job.
Wow.
Wowie is incredible. He does a great job. Bogside was on there. I forgot to mention them. Bogside does a great job of doing PvE coverage. And I know I'm missing others. Forgive me. Those I may have missed. But there's a tremendous amount of PvE coverage and strategy out there. And it's interesting to see how people play the game and what they end up doing with that.
That does remind me, there's another round of people I got a bug about filling out it's like a paragraph so that you can be listed in the castle. Come on. Fill out the paragraph. But it sounds like that may be including Rock 808 soon, so expect me to bug you too. But no, to Sarge's point, depending on how much homework you do or don't want to do, potentially be prepared to lose your first battle or two. It takes a minute to figure out the strategy, especially if you don't go watch some of the strategy guides. If you decide to, watch some of those, it'll help. It may still take a battle or two to get the swing of it, but they're meant to be boss fights, so there's definitely. Yes, Sticks Intern lost a bet to me actually and lost his first 10, but there's definitely meant to be a challenge factor. So I would just say, if you go in and go to play it, don't get frustrated and give up if you lose the first couple. Once you get in that groove, you'll start to figure out like what those strategies are for you and your heroes. And then
nice. That actually sounds exciting.
Not as often.
Yeah, that actually sounds exciting. Yeah.
It's very exciting. As you can see, if you've not seen, and I see you see this, Rock, the community's missed you. We love you. You weren't forgotten. But Bolon actually reached out to me at one point in time. He's like, "Hey, do you know what's up with Rock? Is he coming back? Do you know when he's coming back?" Like, I'll let you know. And when I told them, and when I said Rock's interested in doing a DFK stream, I didn't have to tell Bolon more than once. He's like, "I'm in. I want in. I want to talk to Rock." And what I will say, Rock, there's been, I think, many changes within the construct of the team as well. Not that these things weren't there before, but I think they're very much sort of involved with the development of the game, sort of maybe heads down in some respects. And I think Bola might agree with this. At one point in time, things have changed significantly, Rock. I have so much access to the team. It's incredible. Bolon, KP, Dreamer, and
That's good to hear.
Fox will come on streams. Just about almost anyone you want to sort of chat with. I'm sorry, Bolon, if I'm making things hard for you here, but just about anyone you want on to talk about DFK, talk to Bolon. He'll make it happen.
No, that's generally true. I know that I'm not enough for you, Sarge. It's okay.
You're
Okay,
enough
I
for
mean,
me.
he did fly down to come see me, Rock, and yet he's not enough. I'm just kidding. No, Bolon very much.
But no, I mean, to your point, there was definitely a time where we were outwardly hibernating a little bit, like still developing as fast as we could. Obviously, have put out a bunch of stuff, and still very like community involved. But we weren't as focused about getting past our own community because I mean the market was trash. Let's be honest. And we really saw like we're in between places right now. We need to get some of this content out to be more appealing to the a broader audience past our current community. So we're going to focus everything to that. And now we're definitely waking up from that and going, hey, it's time for people to come look at us.
Nice.
Nice.
And we'll talk partnerships. I did remember one thing. Rock, I don't usually prepare this much for a show like I've prepared for this one because you're that important to me, Rock. But it's worth mentioning. We were in San Diego, Bolon, KP. We were walking across the street to see the better coast, if I recall, Bolon. And there was a conversation that was had. I think one of the neat things though about PVE is these airdrops. KP, I can't think of a better person to talk about these airdrops than you. Care to share with Rock as to what I mean?
Definitely. And I just wanted to bring up to you too, Rock, that Bolon and Sarge are now twinsies when it comes to their red bullish hats. Since Bolon was kind enough to give us one.
Nice.
You can see mine right here behind me.
Nice.
So yeah,
Cool.
that was one of his nice, as we took selfies and the Pacific Ocean, which Bolon gazed upon longingly because, he's from that other coast, the right coast that, is way out there in the Florida range. I also too wanted to mention real quick, Rock, it was so much fun hanging out with you in Miami when we were down there. That's when we all first met.
Absolutely.
That was awesome. I think you streamed 24/7. It was quite a stream fest for you, but we got a chance to listen to Dreamer on stage and we got a chance to, meet the team and meet a ton of community members. So that was definitely cool as well. And it's always fun to have meetups in real life. So I just wanted to shout you out real quick for that. But as far as the airdrops go, we've got huge sponsorships. So Sun Bear, Dreamer, they're out there working all the time on bringing these huge sponsors into the game. I think the first one was Clayton. They put like $12,000 up for rewards for hunts. So if you win a hunt, at least one hunt each day, you're entered into a raffle, and then they give away prizes to people who win the hunts each day. Right now, Big Red is the sponsor, and they're giving away 10,000, I believe, in Big Red tokens. And there's another sponsored Visage inside the game, which they're giving away $15,000 in Big Red tokens. We've got all of these really cool sponsorships, and even the community gets behind it. So you've got people like Renpen, you've got the people that are inside the community that are giving back to the community and sponsoring us with Moshka Ruins and crystal drops and all kinds of other really cool stuff inside the game. So I don't know.
That does sound fun. I think that does make it a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's so cool. Bolon, you can correct me how many, I think we had at one time 9 simultaneously drops going on at the same time. So it's like super cool. You can go out there, you can hunt, you can, win 2 or 3 matches and have a chance to get entered into it. And sometimes you go out there and you win 1 match and you'll get an airdrop and you'll be like, oh my God, I just won $25 in Big Red tokens. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So that's fun as well. But yeah, Sarge, you're
Nice.
I think that the one behind the airdrops, and this might be a not so well kept secret. Sarge was mentioning that we should do something as we cross the street to take a look at the Pacific Ocean, and I think that may have come up at some point during our conversation when Bolon was first out here. That hey, it'd be really great if people who want to hunt would get maybe some kind of reward at the end of each day. So we kind of hashed it out, and then Hubert made it happen. So I was like, wow, that was a amazing time. But yeah, it was a really fun to kind of go through that entire process and see it come to fruition inside the game. So that's been really cool.
Oh wow, that does sound very cool. Yeah.
Hey, it's a raffle ticket to a lot of free internet money. What can I say? And right now, I mean, Hunt's pennies on the dollar, so definitely worth a gander, if you will. Um, let's wait. I think Tavern tells Ocho Gringo, hey, I have something for you. It's with much love. I was watching Mythic Squad stream, and I heard this comment, and sometimes things just they come into my head, and I have to make them happen. Otherwise, I can't go to sleep.
Aren't you glad you got a fat stack of pets right now?
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
odd pets. Now
Yeah,
it's even
me
harder
too.
to get them.
I wish I had that guy's stack. I got a bunch of them. I got more.
Yeah.
But can anyone who loves animals that much really be crazy?
I I love you, Ocho Gringo. That was just it was funny. Pets are eggs. Eggs are rarer, and that's where that comment comes from. They are rare, as you know, the team, or as you may sort of find out throughout our conversation, the team's constantly developing, improving, sort of pivoting, in whichever direction makes DFK a better place. Egg drops were a bit on the higher end. They've nerfed egg drops, so now they're harder to get. Um, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little jealous, Ultra Gringo. And you snagged up pets when the snagging was good. I only suspect the price of these will go up. Rock, were you aware of the next crypto gem? Is that something you were in tune with by any chance?
Slightly. So I knew that the show was coming out, and you know what? I don't think I ever even saw it.
It's okay. You didn't miss too much, but what you did miss, was this.
To me than sitting at home on my couch.
And this was a tough decision. All these projects came in super prepared. They're very passionate. They have very loyal communities. However, this is a competition, so we have to select the best project with the most potential. So we are selecting the Web 3.0 gaming project, DeFi Kingdoms.
DeFi Kingdoms, welcome to the show.
Whoa.
Thank you. Very happy to
Nice.
be here. Excited to be a part of the show, the competition, and to meet and compete with the other contestants.
Tell us about yourself.
Sure. My name is Dreamer. I'm the president.
I hate to rub
Nice.
like that, but we made the show, and Rock, we were all very excited. We didn't win. It's okay.
DeFi Kingdoms, we felt that you weren't able to sell your project as enthusiastically as the other contestants, and so for that.
That may have been the biggest rug of 2023. I know I just spoiled the show for you, Rock. You didn't miss too much, but what I will say, I think the biggest thing to come out of that were the connections, the networks, the networking. We may have not won the show, but ladies and gentlemen, I think we won big picture. I think we've won big picture for sure. Bolon, care to maybe elaborate there?
Well, first off, you didn't show him the best part of the show.
Which one? Which one?
From the auditions.
Oh God, I thought about pulling that in. The auditions, Rock, that's probably the best part of the entire show.
Oh, man.
Watch episode 1 and 2, and you can stop watching after that. But watch episode 1 and 2, and the auditions are epic.
You know the audition I'm thinking of too, don't you?
There's a gentleman who codes. He writes his code on paper, and then he runs it through Word. And you just have to see it. I have the video, Bolon. I'll pull it up in a minute. Buy me some time. Talk about next crypto gem. While I pull it up.
Thank you, Sarge.
Could I do a live stream of my reaction to that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
You absolutely could. Yeah.
And people will watch it too. So it was a really cool opportunity. It was actually something, shout out to Grady who was pretty involved in that whole process as well. It was something that, we really went back and forth on of like, is this a good idea? Like this, this could go really badly, or this could go really well, or it could just be a thing that we do. But, we wanted to give it a shot. So Dreamer flew out to California for filming. Fulfilled his not lifelong dream of being a TV star. But yeah, it was really cool because we got to meet a lot of people. So one of the other contestants in that show was WagMe Games, who Dreamer built with one of their founders, Scott Herman. We've stayed in touch with them. We actually did a panel with them at an event in Orlando a couple months ago now. One of the other contestants was Suka, which is like a meme coin community. We built a really good relationship with them as well. And then on the judges side, one of the judges was George from Cryptos R Us, who has since actually become like an official Kingdom Studios advisor.
Oh, wow.
Of the relationship that started at the Next Crypto Gym. And then one of the other judges is Brian Evans. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not. He's a pretty big, he's a big name in the background of the space, like the VC side of things, that kind of thing. And so, we've built a really good relationship with him.
Going to win.
What sets DBI apart from the others is that I code everything by hand. I write code with pen and paper, old school. Then I transcribe it to Microsoft Word because it has spell check.
Sorry for the interruption, Bolon.
You can interrupt me with that clip at literally any given moment. But yeah, so the third judge, the final judge is Leia. I just forgot her last name, which was literally just on screen.
Helpberm, I think, or
built a relationship with her. She's been awesome. And then the final contestant from those final four, at least, was another project called Vulcan Forged. Also have that relationship with them now. So, some of these we've seen, more public from already with WagMe. We've done a couple panels with George, as an official advisor, but it was just a great opportunity for us to really meet a lot of people and be able to, network with them and build these relationships.
Yeah, I think networking is so important, and to hear some of the stuff that you're just saying and the people, wow, that is fantastic. That's really good.
And as a result of that, sort of those relationships, we had things like this.
I also want to touch base on DeFi Kingdoms, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is not a Cardano project, but this is one that I've taken an interest in lately. And this is...
So they made it look like a game, but that finally has changed after talking with the team. Dreamer and Bolon and everyone else, right? They finally get it.
Like Icy's like Doug's son.
Yeah, and I rugged oh my god, Cake, what's his name?
Doug Hype.
Doug Hype. I rugged Doug Hype. Yeah, we had Dreamer's done an amazing job just being more of a public figure. I think he understands sort of the importance of in his role putting himself out there a lot more. And as mentioned, it's been incredible. Bolon, how did the Karate Combat partnership come about? There's a connection, there's a dotted line through George.
Yeah, George connected us to Karate Combat, which that connection also helped lead to Crow, which Sarge just showed that. But yeah, Karate Combat is like a Web3 UFC is how I'm just going to very simply describe it. They do have a little bit different rule set, that kind of thing, but they have like an up-only betting system. So, the fighters go in, you can bet on the fights. If you lose, you don't lose anything. You just don't win anything. If you win tokens. The fighters get tokens for fighting, obviously. And then they started a spinoff called the Influencer Fight Club, the IFC.
We'll get there, Bolon. We'll get there. But before we get there, I did want to show this because KP, you were at this, and I'll get your take here in a second. Really incredible, Brock. This was seen by well over 600,000 people. We got ad space, Rock. We got marketing. It happened.
I love how creative he is. He used all kinds of attack from different angles. It was amazing. What a great performance.
Yeah, super excited to see him back again. Stay with us here. We've got 3 more fights coming your way. This is Karate Combat 43.
DeFi Kingdoms, where you
Oh,
summon
man.
heroes, trade with other players,
quest and fight challenging enemies.
Also worth noting, on their pit was also DeFi Kingdoms.
Claim your legacy. Check out the new Karate Combat sponsored skin coming soon.
Wow.
I mean, visit DefiKingdoms.com, command your legion, and claim your legacy.
I also want to touch base on
Oh, fat finger.
Nice.
DFI
Nice.
Kingdoms. KP, you were there. How was that? What was the atmosphere? Karate combat. Maybe encapsulate that in a few sentences here. What's the deal?
It was so much fun. I mean, George had a big event ahead of time. We all went there. We hung out. It was, Grady was in IFC. There's a bunch of other fighters there as well. Ben Armstrong was there, the BitBoy Crypto. So, we got a really cool VIP treatment. It was fun to just go pit side and be able to see it firsthand in Las Vegas and see how they transformed that entire stage into basically being on the moon. And then we also too had a DeFi Kingdoms logo inside on the mat. So as people were as the camera was going back and forth and they were announcing everything, everybody saw DFK. And then we had the actual ad itself, which came up twice during the match. And it was just fun. I mean, it's fun to go out there on your app. You download it on your phone. You get a chance to bet your tokens. We had geese, combat geese inside the game now. I've got a bunch of them because they sponsor the actual Vizzy itself. So if you bought the Vizzy, you got karate combat tokens. So I now have like 150,000 karate combat tokens. I just go out there every match and I bet on all these fights. And, most of the time I lose because I have no idea who these fighters are. And when I bet on the people I really like Dreamer and Grady, they're not supporting my betting habit. They're not, they're not winning for me, but it's fun. It's a great time to go out there and see it. And it's nice to have DFK in front of hundreds of thousands of people, just like Sarge said.
Yeah, and I know KP mentioned it. Bolon sort of teased it out. Grady, Dreamer, what's going on? Yes, Grady and Dreamer shed their blood rock for DeFi Kingdoms.
I did hear about that. Yeah,
Grady
wow.
prepped and he prepped hard.
He is the life of parties.
Oh, look at that man.
If he were to punch you in the face, you would have to fight off the strong urge to thank him. Sharks have a week dedicated to him. He is the most interesting man in the world.
And you know what, Rock? He laid it out. Let me show you a clip of that fight. I mean,
oh my goodness.
he shed the blood for DFK.
Let's go. Let's go.
Wow. Nice. I do find it slightly. Let's take a look. Big shot.
I mean, this is exciting stuff, guys.
Wow.
We apparently have a decision rendered on this one. Yeah, we just skirted over the fact that Charles Oliveira is hanging out pit side.
They don't even
right
listen.
now.
It's over. Come on.
It was
better
over.
him than me. I'm telling you. Wow. I'm glad there's someone to do that.
No
kidding. If I recall, he had a cold or something when he was fighting, or he wasn't at his best. I remember. He still put up quite a performance there.
He did. He broke the other person's nose. It was crazy.
And it was in Mexico City too. So they went a few days early to try to help acclimate, but they were at a pretty extreme elevation as well. So you're already pretty out of sorts.
Yeah. What? And then we had Dreamer.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to?
Damn, dude.
And that was the fight. It was great. There's nothing after that.
Ended right then.
Looking.
Pretty much that ended right
Dreamer won. It was epic. It was beautiful.
No,
Nope, not it.
We didn't have any ring card girls this whole event.
Big left hand from Bill
Oh,
Ruffalo. The
man.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu man
Wow.
has knocked Dreamer unconscious.
Wow.
We were watching that
hear
live.
that.
Oh no.
You could hear that, and it was. And I'll make the joke because Dreamers made the joke, so I feel comfortable making the joke. He went down next to the DeFi Kingdoms logo. So if there's if there's glass half full, it was there, and
It was all for the promo.
myself.
Worth it.
And my understanding, and I didn't look for the clip because I just remembered about it, but my understanding was that there were snippets of the if not the IFC fight, the Karate Combat that made it to the likes of like ESPN, and some other platforms as well, which is just intriguing. I mean, really, an opportunity to sort of showcase DFK at its best. Needless to say, I mean, the next crypto gem really opened up sort of a world for us, for the community. It was it's been great, and it's really, it's not about what you can do, it's who you know sometimes, and I think that's
Absolutely.
very much true in this space. It's it's sort of incredible. There are other partnerships, but before, I'm looking here. Give me 1 minute. Bolong, KP Kupo, anything I may have missed, regarding either next crypto gem or Karate Combat.
We
No,
made
you pretty much. I mean, well, we got the Vizzies we can talk a little bit more about.
Vizzies, yes. Bolon or Kupo, you mentioned Vizzies. You want to sort of maybe mention what that is?
Yeah, so in addition to the fact that we actually have equipment in the game, we also have Vizzies, which is also on the actual equipment tab itself, where equipment actually gives you benefits for the actual game. Vizzies are just visuals that you can put onto your character, whether you want them to have like a cool look or a goofy look. There's just added features to the game itself. And our very first Vizzy was the Karate Gi that we got, which was part of the Karate Combat Challenge that we just witnessed there with Gradient Dreamer.
Well, that's cool.
In addition to the Karate Gi, they also have the successor to that one, which was the Champion Gi. The Karate Gi was the white one with a black belt, and the Champion Gi was a black one with a gold belt. But both very cool little Vizzies that you could actually have on your characters while they're doing the void hunts. They're actually fighting with them, and they're just on the character card when they're in their idle stances or gathering or something. It's just beautiful to see them on the characters.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm gonna have to wear a bloater. Y'all got a bloater? I thought I saw
There is a
there.
bloater.
There is
That
a
was
bloater.
All right,
that was
that's it.
the
That's what
first
I'm gonna do.
non-sponsored one that was out there.
They're really cool cosmetics, and just I'll try to make it brief for you, Sarge. But so there's three types. There's just what we call premium visages, which are the ones that we just make. So like the bloater suit, that kind of thing. There's been a whole line of those. There's creator visages, which we make in partnership with different creators. DFK creators are most definitely on that list. So far, we've done two. We did one with Doug Hype, which was his fur coat and stunner shades.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
And then we actually just introduced our second one with Yellow Panther, which is like a black and yellow ninja suit. It looks really cool. And then the third type are promotional visages. So that's what the Karate Gi and the Champion Gi were. Which Sarge made reference, or actually I think it was KP. Sorry, KP made reference to like getting karate tokens for having bought it, and so that's essentially what those are. So like right now we have one. I don't know if you're familiar with the Big Red project. It's a meme coin on Avalanche. STD. Well, $TD. So they're a meme coin on Avalanche, but they have sponsored a visage. So like right now there is just shy of 2 days left on their visage. They've put up $15,000 worth of TD tokens to reward everybody who purchases those visages, and it just gets split evenly amongst them. So right now, we actually just recently added a tracker in the storefront to where you can see how many have been purchased. So like right now, there's 759 big redheads that have been purchased. If no one else purchases any more for the remainder of the sale period, everybody who bought one would get like $19.75 worth of TD tokens airdropped back to them. Now, knowing our community, that will not be the case, but most likely it usually, like with both Karate Gis, well, actually the other one we did a little different. It was a raffle, but the first one, we saw it end up very close to like the break even point. And so, that's, y'all are smart. I'll just leave it at that. Y'all are smart, non-financial advice. But I expect a little more to happen in the next 44 hours.
Wow, very cool.
a couple more partnerships to mention, but before then, let me transition here.
I'm looking for a man in finance. Just fun. 6'5", blue eyes.
Looking for a guy in crypto.
Oh no.
I'm looking for a guy in crypto. 5'5", brown eyes.
I gotta stay on top of the trends, Rock. I do.
Man.
Speaking of trends and staying on top of things, what a nice transition here.
Hey,
Metis.
Sarge, let me
Yes.
pop in. Have you gotten DFK on TikTok? I mean, you would be the man to do it, right?
Oh God, no! I would likely not be the guy for that. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Nominated. It's done.
DFK on TikTok. I mean, that's a whole separate conversation. I mean, just Web3, GameFi, crypto on TikTok. I mean, really, that's the direction to go. If anyone can master it, banger. But I'll think about it. Metis. So this actually happened. It took place. The deal was sort of finalized after that karate combat event in Mexico City. Bolon, what's Metis and why should Rock care?
Yeah. So Metis is a ETH L2. It's an ETH roll up that was actually founded in part by Vitalik's mom. This is her chain in a way. They're really cool people. They've been building for a couple years. Kind of honestly like us, a little bit in stealth mode for a little bit there, but they're ready to come back to the forefront and start shining again. But the most relevant part for this conversation of Metis is we inked a deal with them for our player versus player combat. So in a total deal, all of this is public, so I can actually say it. But in a total deal of $2 million spread out into milestones, some of that is to us for development. Some of it is for like player rewards and marketing, that kind of stuff. All encompassed in that $2 million tag. And that's a large part of why we are able to focus on PvP right now. So, mentioned earlier, no more classes until after PvP. That's because we're full focus on, we are full on the combat side. We are full focus on PvP right now. We are still working on expeditions. I don't want anybody to hear that wrong and panic. But yeah, super exciting. We've said that we actually have a functioning test area of PvP, internal only at the moment. So that's super exciting. I've actually played a PvP match, which is wildly cool. So it's really exciting. We have some stuff to do on that front, obviously, and we're very excited to keep that progressing and keep people up to date. We did mention either this past AMA or last week, I don't remember, but so they're working on integrating, it's called Eigenlayer. It's a data availability layer, a bunch of technical stuff I don't fully understand, but it'll make the chain better. And so that's one of the pivotal points that we are waiting on for us to really be able to dive in on the contract side of things. But we've been able to get things rolling on the combat engine side of things, get that workable, test space, that kind of thing. And it's just super exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Sarge, you mentioned some crazy numbers earlier. We're gonna have some more crazy numbers coming at y'all later, but I will say for now, every class at level 15 has 243 possible combinations of skills.
Wow.
For each class.
That's interesting.
So there's a lot of options.
I wonder why level 15 would be important. It's neither here nor there. Maybe speculation for another day. But I will say, I don't know.
Unlock the 5 skills that are available right now, Sarge. Calm down. Don't turn this on me.
All right. Okay. Well, I will say, you, the viewer, I don't often sit here and beg, but there's 28 of you here, and there's 11 likes. Throw me a bone, do me a solid, hit a like. And I gained a subscriber during this stream, so whoever you were, thank you. Thank you very much appreciated. I think Rock for this. This is due in part.
Oh, not me.
because
I've
of
been
Rock.
out for too long. It's you. You've been
No,
steady through this, man.
no, people showed up because I said Rock's coming back, and here you are. You know, all these comments. They love you, man. They appreciate you. We've missed you.
It's exciting. This is very exciting stuff to hear.
It is. It is. Two more things to maybe wrap up on, three if you're up for it. But Metis, we've spoke on. Hercules. Hercules is cool. It's neat. It's interesting. Did you hear the news? Jules now trading on Hercules stacks. KP,
wow.
what's Hercules? Why does that? Why does Rock care?
Rock probably doesn't care. So no.
Wow.
No, but it's the number one dex on Metis. It's kind of like it's actually exactly a copy of Camelot on Arbitrum, and Camelot on Arbitrum went up from $200, I think, was where the price opened up, to like 4,000 at some point for a Grail token. So that's kind of what we're hoping at some point the Hercules might have a chance to do. But right now it's kind of in the toilet, just like everything else that went down in the last crypto kind of flush. But with that being said, the number one pair, as far as I know, for liquidity on Hercules is the Jewel Metis pair right now. I think they're actually, it's probably Metis USDC or something like that. But Jewel and Metis are in the Genesis pool. There's a pretty large liquidity pool on there. So I think when looking at coin market cap, it was either the number one or the number two source of Jewel liquidity. So it's a pretty big deal. There's a bunch of Torch tokens that you can get as an incentive to put your Jewel over there. So that's kind of it in a nutshell for you.
Yeah, man, I definitely made a note on that. I'm gonna have to talk with a couple of y'all probably here this next week.
And then layer 0 real quick. KP, if you can buy me some time, sort of threw that in there real quick. I'm trying to pull something up, but layer 0 real quick, maybe something to mention on that if you care.
Definitely. Layer 0 airdrop has been spoken about now since they dropped it in Twitter back in November of last year. I've been kind of following it ever since. And, Layer 0 is the bridge that DFK implemented back in, God, I want to say like March or April of 2022 or 2023, whenever that was. It was a while ago, and it was for Harmony, to get things off of Harmony, to get things onto DFK chain, and then to get things onto Clayton as well. So when I say things, I mean inventory. The Synapse bridge is used for all the major tokens and for heroes, but for everything else inside the game, all the inventory items, they're bridged back and forth from Clayton to DFK chain right now using Layer 0 technology. So you've got people like Sargent who's out there and bridging stuff back and forth all the time. He's got 1,500 bridges that are going, back and forth. When the Layer 0 airdrop comes out here in the next couple of weeks, probably it's going to be nice. And also, too, all the protocols that built on top of Layer 0 can submit requests for proposals right now on getting additional tokens for their communities. And that's one of the things that DFK is looking at is how can, that protocol and building and on doing all those things that were done back in the day benefit everybody right now inside the ecosystem. So another huge benefit to building in Web3 is that when you build on a technology that doesn't have a token yet, there's a chance it might in the future. And in this case, the 0 token should be out here somewhat soon. And you might want to check, Rock. You can go to layer0scan.com and see if you've got any bridges that go back and forth. You might be getting some 0 tokens airdropped to you.
Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah. Maybe something to talk about on one of my first streams.
Oh no, absolutely. There was something Bolon wanted me to share. Let me pull that up. It's here. Ramble. Here you go. Coliseum, super awesome. Now this is really neat. It sort of shows you. It shows me. The level of commitment from a partner. Metis took this upon themselves to develop and develop this sort of GIF entirely on their own. Bolon, am I right on that?
Actually, that was the one we made. They did make a completely different one, and then Hercules also made one for our partnership with them. I don't think either of them are in their roadmap. They're buried forever on Twitter at this point, more than likely. But yeah, no, Metis has been absolutely like committed to making this happen, making it work. They've been absolutely awesome. If you have the time and the interest, so we actually made this announcement on stage with Metis at ETH Denver, where they were the primary sponsor of ETH Denver this year. So that was super cool. That's on YouTube. But especially also the AMA after that, as well as actually we did a stream from ETH Denver that was myself, KP, Sunbear, and Dreamer. Is that the right crew? And we had Sticks Intern and Dirty Cajun Rice as background models. But the speech itself, which is 20 minutes, or not speech, panel, or keynote, whatever, I don't know, presentation, that's the word, which is like 20 minutes. The stream that the four of us did, which is probably 30, and then the like next AMA, which if you 1.75x all of that, it's about an hour time. But we really talked a lot about it and how determined they were to find a way to make this partnership happen and work, which when you have somebody that committed to wanting to work with you, great. Like, how do you say no?
Absolutely. Wow.
It'll certainly be interesting. I was trying to prove you wrong, Bolon, and try and dig through and find said GIF they
How's that going
tweeted.
for you?
It's not going very well. They tweet a lot. Good for them. But we can wrap up with this. Thank you very much for making it this far. Rock, something to mention here. Maybe got you excited. There's a video KP and Bolon, I think, helped put together. It's on YouTube. Sort of maps out the future of DFK, what you can expect, what we all can expect. I know this is all sort of condensed, but it's an image that lives within the roadmap on the DFK website, the docs section. Sort of, it outlines their priorities and then secondary priorities. On that list, you do see PvP, you do see additional combat classes, expeditions, but first and foremost, PvP. And I know we've all been hankering for PvP. So, with that said, Rock, there is so much there for you. Kupo, Rockstar, I think you found what I'm looking for.
Yep, I did.
Yes. See, Bolon, you just need.
That's why I'm your wingman.
There you go.
I was working on scrolling myself.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. So that's the Hercules one right there.
Oh, I think I did see that.
So, that's one where, we sent over the hero assets, but aside from that, like that was their creation that they wanted to put together, which is super cool looking. Came out absolutely incredible. I love the Hercules popping in at the end. It just looks cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a boss battle at first until I realized what that was. Like, oh, that's the Hercules guy.
It looks like it could be a boss battle. To be honest,
I would love that to be like a boss battle, like a Master Hand type fight with from Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shoot, this might have to happen.
Yeah, just tell hey, you want to get yourself a little involved, make a big Hercules icon and just fight it.
we just bombarded you, Rock, with so much information. I know. Thank you for bearing with us, and you're on the tired end. You've probably donated more of your time than you were initially intending. But for everything you caught, anything that sort of sticks out, that's impressed you, that sort of reignited that flame for DFK that was always there. And now we've turned up the propane, the natural gas, whatever fuel you choose. What's your take here, Rock?
Well, there was a joke that some of the viewers made, the 808 standing for 80 hours a day, 8 days a week, right, for streaming. And I have to admit, like I said, I worked out in the yard a lot and did some heavy stuff. And to be honest, I actually fell asleep before the stream here for about an hour. And I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to have a lot of time. I wanted to make sure I made it. But I tell you what I've been hearing for the last hour has excited me so much. I am wide awake right now. I could go another 10 hours at least, maybe another 80 hours.
I knew it. I knew it. We got him,
great.
folks.
This is great. We're gonna do it.
We've reeled him back in. Rock, thank you very much. Really appreciate you. The community appreciates you. You know what? I am so pumped. I don't do these, but I'm gonna do it. I think I still I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't know what I have in my inventory of heroes. I know I have a 10 of 10 to give away. So I'll do a giveaway here. And while I pull that up, I hate to say buy me some more time, but maybe we do around the horn here. Coop, any parting remarks from you?
No, actually, Brock, it's been great to have you back. This has just been a very refreshing stream that we did here. There's so much that we've already seen in the last year, and there's just so much that's going to be coming. We have PvP that's like literally around the corner. The team keeps talking about it. We got our Codex heroes out there. There's so many different fighting combinations that we've got to play out there. And they just keep talking and teasing us about other stuff. We got crafting, which of course is what KP and I are definitely going to be targeting.
Oh, definitely.
We got ourselves the expeditions that are going to be out there. We got world map travel. There's going to be land utility.
Exciting.
There's going to be PvE out there that's just going to be like scrub battles, I think is what Bowling quoted it to be initially. And just so much more that we've got coming out with DFK. We've barely touched the surface of what this game has to offer.
Yeah.
And what is available is incredible.
Yeah, I can't wait.
We will let me go ahead and do the secret word. If you're still here in chat, type in hashtag rock808 to be entered into a raffle here in the let me spell that right before I send you guys on a wild goose chase. Spell rock. Yeah, rock808. I spelled it right. Hashtag rock808 in the comment box. If you want in the
Nice.
raffle, I've got a 10 of 10. I will raffle out. Bolon,
Good luck,
parting
everybody.
words for Mr. Rock808 in the community.
It's just great to see you, man. It's been a while, and I'm glad that you're here. As KP said, getting to meet you in Miami was absolutely incredible. I'm pretty sure you did not stop a live stream for like 3 days in Miami, and it was like literally just airport to airport, which was incredible. Just glad to see you. Glad you're doing well. Looking forward to some content again from you. And if you need anything, you know where to find us. But I'm glad to see you're doing well, and it's good to catch up with you.
Fantastic, man. Yeah, great to see you too. The thing, I'm losing my words. Back in Florida, awesome, fantastic, great to meet everybody there. And yeah, I'm excited to get back in and start doing some streams for DFK again.
Absolutely. KP, parting words for the community for Rock.
Yeah, it was just, again, it was super fun meeting Rock in Miami. I think it's great getting together in real life. He actually, the reason why I was like, oh, this has got to be Rock, because he had a big black hat on. And I was like, oh, Rock. And he's like, yep. And I was like, awesome. Good to meet you finally. Starge and Sticks Intern and a couple of us, Dr. J, I think is going to be there. And a few fellas are going to be at the Battle Mage Brewery, which when Bolon came out to San Diego, Sarge introduced this to Battle Mage, one of the coolest places in all of San Diego, as far as I'm concerned, and they've got great beer. The only thing they're missing is food, but hopefully they'll have that Brazilian food truck again tomorrow. I always recommend you guys get together in real life, enjoy the company, enjoy hanging out, talking about Web3, talking about gaming. That's why it's so much fun listening to Rock streams, is because for 8 hours, I don't know, it seemed like 8 hours a day. It was probably a lot longer, that he would just talk about everything going on, just stream of consciousness when it came to DFK. And that was before there was anything there. That was before there was a lot of the stuff that there is today. So now there's a ton more to talk about. And it was great catching up with you. I know that, it's probably late where you are. I'm happy that you're here. And if there's anything you need, just always feel free to DM any of us.
Thanks,
Absolutely.
man. I appreciate it. Great meeting you too.
Any parting words for the community, Rock, before I pull this raffle?
Oh man. Yeah, it's an exciting community. I think I'm very excited to get back in, to start streaming, to touch base with all my old friends and friendly faces, and get back into the AMAs and stuff like that. I've been away doing other things, but yeah, just this little bit of reignition, I guess, has definitely sparked something that makes me want to get back into it. So y'all have been doing great work. All of you, everything that each of you have been doing has been fantastic. And I'm excited to be a part of that again.
No, absolutely, Brock. We've missed you. You were gone, but not forgotten. Welcome back. It was more of a we'll see you later, and if this was it, then this was it, right? And it was nice being able to speak with you again. Hopefully, it's not the end. It's the beginning, and as KP and Bolon and Kupo mentioned, there is so much more for you to be able to stream on and sort of chat through. It's really nice. And for anyone else who's watching this, maybe you were gone for a year, and you want to reconnect and sort of do sort of find out more, I would say go to Gen Chat. Before I forget, plug myself. We're gonna reignite these Coffee with Kupo episodes. We've got some time sort of scheduled out. Kupo, shout out to Team Goose. Speaking of sort of distancing yourself from communities, I've certainly done a fair amount of that inadvertently. Been busy with my own things, but we're gonna try and have Crypto Main on do a Coffee with Kupo episode with him, sort of share with the community a bit more about Team Goose, the Honk Token, what they're doing, their community bot service. I think Burnham created something that they're using. I know CryptoMain, I think ToonFed are helping out with that. Learn a bit more about that. We're gonna shout out ADFK. We're gonna do a meetup with them, sort of chat through their services, what they're offering. Maybe we can get Zealous back in and do a bit more with him. He's got a super awesome a deck of cards he's created. I'm excited to see these in person, KP. I hear you're gonna bring some over, so that'll be cool. And so much more. If you're out there, you're developing for DFK, I want to hear it. I want to know about it. Bolon, say it.
A deck of cards today.
How are they? Pretty awesome.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
they're super cool. They feel great. They're thick. They feel good. They turned out beautiful. The gold rim, like the edge it looks so good to like see the deck just solid gold. They really did. They came out phenomenally well. I actually DM'd Zealous like as I was loading into StreamYard and was like, they came out so cool. Yeah, Silly
Nice.
Bottle Stamp is super fun. So yeah, shout out for that. I'm obsessed with the cards. They're so freaking pretty.
Nice. Rempen, tell CryptoMain to look at his DMs. Yeah, I'm trying to schedule something with him, but really trying to reconnect with the community at large, do more with more people, and sort of make use of my better half, which is Kupo here. He keeps me online, keeps me going. Without further ado, let's do this raffle. I was hoping it hadn't sold yet, and it hasn't. Legendary Pirate, 10 of 10. No advanced abilities on this one, pretty standard here, but it is a Legi Rock 808. If you've not typed that into the chat box, do so now or forever hold your peace. Looks like we've got 10 entries. Kupo, Rock 808. If you guys haven't done a Bull on KP, if you guys haven't entered that in there, your time will end here shortly. It's ended now. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna draw this. Let's find out who's won this.
Good luck.
Good luck. Jeremy, congratulations.
Nice.
Sorry. Feel free to reach out. We'll connect. Reach out either via Twitter or Discord. My name's here at the contact info's here at the top. And we'll send me your OX. We'll send you the pirate as soon as I can, as soon as I get that over. And then we'll end with this. Kupo created a nice video here for us. It's a few minutes long. Rock, if you need to step out, you're more than welcome to. Again, really appreciate your time. And we look forward to hear and see more of you. Before I let you go,
Well, I'm hanging out and watching, man. What are you talking about?
Beautiful.
It's
Good.
long.
Rock, where can people find you? Where can people find you again?
Either my account on Twitch or YouTube. I'll stream on both, I guess.
Do me a favor if you can. If you can send me the links via private chat. You've got about it looks like 4 minutes here to send those over to me. And I'll go ahead and post those to the comment section, and then I can pin them to the video, or put them in the pin them to the top of the video. Without further ado, thank you very much. This is courtesy of Mr. Kupo himself. Without further ado, wish you the best. Happy Friday. Happy. Hope you guys have a good weekend. And until next time.
When are we gonna see more? What's the next class battle the score? What'll be the next codex to be revealed with lore? When are we gonna see more? Out comes the night, who put out your lights? Cladded in armor, who put up a fight? Wielded and shielded with a mighty strike. There's something about them that I really like. When are we gonna see more? What's the next class battle the score? What'll be the next codex to be revealed with lore? When are we gonna see more? The benevolent priests with their arsenal of heals, curing up our heroes with all those good feels. They're the ideal healer for any situation, but you better watch out for divine retribution. When are we gonna see more? What's the next class battle the score? What'll be the next codex to be revealed with lore? When are we gonna see more? Pew pew pew, here comes the archer. You think you can nerf me? What mother clucker? Go one small stone away from being taken out. Away from the back line, that's what I'm talking about. Whoa, oh, oh, when are we gonna see more? Whoa, oh, oh, when will there be more? When are we gonna see more? What's the next class that will settle the score? What'll be the next codex to be revealed with lore? When are we gonna see more? Here comes class number 4, yeah. True weapons master, an ultimate warrior. A wielder of swords, axes, daggers, and maces. Taking out enemies by putting them in their places. When are we gonna see more? What's the next class that will settle the score? What'll be the next codex to be revealed with lore? When are we gonna see more? Don't be deceived just cause they're blind. They're heroes who manipulate the essence of time. They're oracles of miracles with divinatory principles. Their foresight is unpredictable, and barriers are near invincible. When are we gonna see more? What's the next class that will settle the score? What'll be the next codex to be revealed with lore? When are we gonna see more? Into the berserker seething with rage.